and look who we got in the chat. Dr. Peter Boghossian. Leah Thomas is using power to abuse the women's sports system. AOC is not anything bad for politics. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's not ruining our institution.
The teams that we belong to can't possibly accurately, in a healthy manner, represent what we should feel.
Something's not right.
Like, if you go to a particular neighborhood, you're going to find a lot of cohesion there. But when you try to say, like, everybody across the country, like, you're a worker in a warehouse in Louisiana, and you need to have a really strong opinion on Leah Thomas. Or you're a guy that lives in Bakersfield, you're in Central California, but you need to know everything about AOC. Or it's like, now the groups are so huge that all the...
Okay, but wait, those are two very different things. One is a person who has no power in, or at least directly, and the other is someone who is not is expressing, displaying, whatever, using the power. Leah Thomas is using power to abuse the women's sports system. AOC, or you know, getting fans from outside of her district is not anything bad for politics. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's not ruining our institutions.
Ideological conformity across so many different people, I think, is like really destructive.
So I'll push back on that, because even if that is operative in these large-scale communal, to have group cohesion, that you need some ideological positions around which one marshals, that shouldn't be the case. Or maybe it can be achieved differently if at conferences you had representatives, the best representatives, not morons, like the best representatives of people who disagree.
The best of the best of the best, sir.
Speaking. And then you have some kind of dialectic in which people engage. And it's that process that I don't see. And it's that process that bothers me deeply, because it's unclear to me how those people could know if they had the truth. The only way you would know that, you need a corrective mechanism. Like, you need some way.
Why does it matter if you have the truth? Who cares?
My question is, seriously?
Well, I guess it depends if you don't care about the truth. What role I guess it depends. It's not bad at all if you're honest about it and say, I don't really care what's true. I just want to be a hedonist, or I just want to live my life the way I do. But
you should go to hedonism.
And that is what most people, when they lose religion, which is going to happen to a lot of people, when they lose religion, they just say, well, okay, I don't care about any of this anymore. Why? Because of the intellectual work that we were talking about before. People don't want to do that work.
I'm not trying to do anything.
And so they have, okay, there's the Bible, you can do the Bible, or you can do the government. Those are your choices.
Bad choices.
If you're not willing to do any work, if you don't care about life, if you don't care about society, any of those things. If you just want to live your life the way you want to live your life, with no bearing on anything else, you're going to be happy for a time. Eventually that'll end.
Your skis are gonna cross, gonna have a bad time.
And it's certainly not ideal for society. But we have to have something other than religion to present to people as the packaged morality.
I made this for you guys.
Great. I'm glad that the Bible is good enough for many of you. But it's not good enough for everybody. And there's too many people it's not good enough for that it matters to you.
They drive cars! They know!
Because they are your neighbors. They are your countrymen. They are voting in your elections.
I think it was Hannah Arendt who said, the very...
This one, Zippy said, utility through liberty and individualism. Unity through the least force. Yeah.
Live my life the way I do. But I think it was Hannah Arendt who said, the very fact that one possesses an ideology means that the things within that ideology, they believe those things are true. And so at the end of the day, unless you're explicitly not making truth claims like many of the postmodernists, but even the postmodernists, they're not claiming that the world doesn't exist. They're just claiming that those power structures mediate the relationships and how you understand what is true. They're not repudiating, most of them, some radicals are, but they're not repudiating the notion of truth entirely.
You speak the truth to power, Mr. Truth Power Talker.
I think that when I think of truth to an individual for how humans exist, I view truth as way more of an instrument than an actual end goal in and of itself, which I think is sad.
That is sad.
I think there should be some adherence to figure out what is actually true and whatnot, but I think that
there should be, but not it shouldn't be an afterthought. And yeah, on the thing we were just talking about, Nick's saying, I have to admit I'm tired of it only mattering when it hurts women. I'm not going to stick up for them unless they're willing to say I shouldn't have to have a woman in the men's locker room either.
Stand up for yourself.
And Tim Pool has this exact position where he's like, all right, if y'all ain't fighting for it, then this is what you want. But it's a little different because it's not like the people who are just going along with it aren't the same people who are having a problem with it. And so we just look at it as women when there's women who do this and there's women who do that. There's Riley Gaines. There's, so it's difficult, but there are absolutely women standing up for the problem in general, not just because of what they are women, because of their personal experience. And I think again, this comes down to what is true. It matters what is true. I don't care if they are bad people. I have principles. I have a set of values that I follow. It doesn't matter what they do. My principles will be followed.
Stand strong, men!
So Destiny can be a grifter, but he's one of the few leftist/lefty people interested to talking and debating outside of the leftist bubble. Bingo. Yep, they were. That's exactly what they. That's the entirety of what you missed, basically. That's the entirety of it.
Which I think is sad. I think there should be some adherence to figure out what is actually true and whatnot. But I think that truth and the way that people approach it is usually just a way to reconcile cognitive dissonances. And as long as a particular set of facts is serving your purpose, people's adherence is going to be way higher to things that satisfy your baser Maslow's hierarchy of needs than like strict adherence to some, being epistemically humble and trying to pursue truth as much as possible. Because
do you guys put a 1 in the chat if you do not know Maslow's hierarchy of needs?
I remember I used to say things where we would argue about things like religion, or we'd argue about like certain social values. I'm like, I don't know why you would ever not feel strongly about this particular thing.
I really don't care.
Here's the thing. Okay, so I like to ground out in real examples. A lot of people complain about having their family member or family members not accept their significant other. And in my mind...
Okay, so real quick, let's check out Maslow's hierarchy of needs. This is something that comes up in... when we're talking about just how society should run, and where is that? So this is the whoa, what did I just do? Okay, this is the hierarchy of needs. So the very bottom, what everybody needs. Can you read that? What everybody needs are the psychological needs that include I don't know why air, water, and food are there. It would be okay. So this is flipped. It's supposed to be safety needs first. They're labeled incorrectly. So the air, water, food, shelter, clothing, stuff like that.
Air, water, fire, earth.
Once you get that, then you have the freed up space in your mind to start caring about personal safety and employment and getting resources and am I healthy and stuff like that.
I need a strap.
Then you got all that together, and as you then you can talk about, okay, well, what kind of friends do I have? What kind of intimacy am I getting? Am I getting into hobbies and stuff like that? Then there is self-esteem. Essentially, all that goes within that, and then self-actualization is meant to be essentially a kind of how the Buddhists have nirvana. Self-actualization is essentially being the best version of yourself. Hey, and look who we got in the chat, Dr. Peter Boghossian. Thank you again for this awesome content. I just got almost got a strike last night, so the fact that this is a very tame but still important conversation has put me at ease. So thank you very, very, very much.
Really? That's him?
Yes.
Complain about having their family member or family members not accept their significant other. And in my mind, that's impossible. Like if I ever had like a mom or dad that was trashing my significant other, I would just never talk to my parents again. Like that's an easy choice for me. But I realized in saying that and reflecting and then talking to a lot of people, just arbitrarily cutting out your family or cutting out your family because they don't accept your partner, that's a really hard thing for a lot of people to do.
Mom, I hate you!
Especially if you still live with them. Like if you're college, you still live with them, or if you're in high school, whatever. So I think a lot of people will try to maintain adherence to like the social groups that they're in to kind of make their life function and work, rather than I'm going to go live and be homeless if that's what it takes for me to adhere strictly to the truth. You'd rather accept a couple other things to have that acceptance with a social group than to commit to like the most hardcore radical truth-seeking pattern you can have.
Right, but that's not the dichotomy, or it's not a dichotomy. It's a spectrum, and so you can go from I need to be part of this group, no matter what. I need to be part of this group. And that can get to a place where, okay, I know this is wrong. I know I shouldn't do this, or I know I'm speaking things that are not true. But conformity to the group is more important than the truth. It is more important than what is moral. So many people, when they don't have a foundation of principles and morals, that's all the thinking. Again, the hierarchy of needs. They're starting at the bottom.
He is an NPC.
Glumtech said it's unfortunate. 2020 Destiny would have been more suited to take on these bigger intellectuals. He just doesn't have the same gas tank, it seems, since his divorce. The king has fallen.
What is it?
The king has fallen.
Interesting. I haven't noticed that as much. I will say I haven't necessarily watched him as much. I've been doing more editing and stuff, or I've been doing more with the editing. Usually when I'm editing and I'm not adding any movie stuff, I just have something like this on in the back, but then I gotta listen to the whole thing. I'm gonna be looking out for that. And again, if this is so yes, without the Bible, you have no prepackaged foundation, correct? So we need to build it, because the Bible is not good enough for everybody. End of story. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed that clip, check out the full live stream link in the bio, and catch me live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you there.